I've discovered coming in here is that most of us, including myself, we come in with complex problems and we try and solve them in a complex way when the reality is it's very simple when you just bring awareness to it. So we went through the exercise with my parents yesterday where I was supposed to bring awareness to the relationship. And something inside of me was guiding me to go back to an experience that I had with my brother. And even though the exercise was with parents, just kept getting guided, just go back to this experience with your brother. So I got guided back and I went back to this experience that I had with my brother at a young age. And with my parents, when they got divorced at a young age, I felt at that moment unconsciously, in a moment of unawareness, I made a decision that I wasn't lovable. And I turned away from receiving love from my parents. I blocked it out. And then I turned to my brother, and he was the one that I trusted. He was the one that I went to for love. And I had an experience when I was 9 or 10 years old, and it was something that I carried a lot of shame around. And it's something that's been nagging me my whole life, because I never felt I could go to anybody to share this with, because my parents, that I felt for myself unconsciously, I made this decision that love wasn't there. My brother, I had an experience when around the same time, around this incident, it didn't have to do with my family at all, but with my brother, I felt like I couldn't trust him anymore to go and tell him. And it had nothing to do with what he did, it had to do with my perception, and the meaning that I gave to it. I carried around unconsciously mistrust for my brother and even resentment towards him that I never knew. And our whole lives, we went to college together, we were best friends at high school, we always had this amazing relationship, but there was something that was stopping me from really having that true connection and love with him. And as time went on, we got into business together and we worked together, and I really felt, what I discovered yesterday was that this unconscious pattern that I was running with resentment towards him and not being able to let love in, I just blocked my brother out of my life. I didn't realize I did it. I did it. I went through a tough experience in my life, and I disconnected. And what I discovered is, I came here with my mom, I came here with my stepfather, I came here with my brother, I came here with my team. I brought everybody here, and over the last year, I've really resolved so much inside myself, and I've created this deep connection with my family and my team. And the person who was really like the parental figure to me, which was my brother, I felt disconnected from him, and I didn't know what was underneath it. And in a moment of awareness yesterday, I saw the truth of that experience at 9 or 10 where I unconsciously, I gave interpretation to this event. I unconsciously went into this pattern of not trusting my brother, of resentment, and then I shut off all love in my life from the people that I was supposed to have love from. All because of the meaning I gave to it, and I suffered, and I've been suffering around that. And yesterday, in a moment of awareness, I went back, I saw the event, I saw the experience that happened between me and my brother, and in a moment I was free. In a moment of awareness, I saw the truth for the first time. And I realized, as I was going through the process, how self-centric I've been in my life, where my brother took care of me. And I was running this pattern where I pushed him away, and I pushed him away in the time where he needed me most. I wasn't there for him. And today, I'm a coach, I'm a speaker, I run seminars around the world. And I had this insight yesterday when I went back to go appreciate the things about my brother once I resolved this conflict of resentment and I got out of suffering. I had this awareness yesterday that took me back to something I appreciated about my brother when I was younger, where my brother taught me how to throw a football. I was the guy who always did things unconventionally. So the conventional way of learning how to throw a football, the conventional way of learning how to hit a baseball, my brother was the one who taught me how to do it in a way that worked for me, that that was conducive to my style and who I was, because he could see that. He could see my problem, and in a moment of awareness, he could see, as a young child, how to show me how to throw a football that worked for me. He showed me how to hit a baseball. And I went on to excel in those sports. Had it not been for my brother, I would have probably had a failure in athletics. I would have lost confidence in athletics. And so what I realize is today, my inspiration, and I had no idea that this was it, my inspiration behind being a coach and being a leader and being a transformational leader and helping other people, my inspiration came from my brother. And I never knew that. And so in the moment of awareness yesterday, when everything cleared up and the suffering stopped, I got to see the beauty of who he really is and how smart he is, and he was my inspiration, and the difference in the impact I'm making in the world today and who I am and how I'm going to be able to impact other people's lives was that moment that my brother was able to impact mine. So this has been an experience at One World that has been, it's hard to put into words, so I just gave you a description of it. And all I would say to you is, if you're listening to this and you have a problem and you're trying to solve your problem and you just don't know how because you don't have the awareness, or you're just unconscious about it and you don't even know what the problem is, I highly suggest getting on a plane, coming out here, experiencing the teachings, experiencing the practices and the awareness that you will gain when you come here. And it's something that I'll take with me for life, and I'm truly grateful to be here. So thank you.